Glad to have you back on the program. Journalists Hangout, we are talking about the situation in River State where the immediate past commander of the local vigilante group, Felix Nwabokata, was caught in possession of 2 human skulls and bones by operatives of the state. So you were making a point before the break, and I would like us to really tie this to the seizure by the Nigeria Customs Service only a few days ago of 844 rifles and over 112,000 live ammunition.
Number one, I think we have completely lost it. No value for human life. The way people get killed and the way we even talk about skulls, human bodies, and the rest portray us as a nation that, is being taken over by criminality. For the ammunitions and the arms that were seized, you will first of all ask yourself, is anybody going to war? Is anybody planning any form of war that all of us are not aware of? Because that huge number in a seizure is the number is very huge. Is it for sale? Is it for, and you see different kinds of armed attacks. You talk of banditry, you talk of kidnapping, you talk of terrorism and all of that. So where is the destination of those ammunition? And we still talk about, that is, mind you, that is because that one was seized. There are so many others that pass through our ungoverned, illegal borders and the rest, and they escape. So it's terrible, and it's a serious matter. And every day we come here to talk about cases of people being attacked and the security forces seemingly looking helpless, or the bandits, terrorists, the criminals being ahead of our security forces. It's like, because they have access to all of these things, but how do they get this access? And I also want to believe that the kind of ammunition that was seized couldn't have been brought into this country by poor people, because those weapons aren't cheap. So they couldn't have come in by just common criminals.
All right.
Should we now start interrogating the people behind the so-called criminalities in our system? Should we go beyond just looking at the people that we see that are paraded as criminals, knowing now that the fund that goes into all of these things is huge and couldn't have been borne by people that are similarly poor?
All right, let's bring in Tunde. Local vigilante, their work, their duty is safeguard the community, provide intelligence to security operatives to be able to nip.
The greatest danger you have in a community is when you have people who are trusted with the idea of safeguarding that community, and it has compromised the real security, because community or local vigilante, they are much more closer to the people than you can imagine. They are closer to the people than even local government. So when somebody compromises that particular system, you can see that those people living in that area, they have never been saved, and they are not safe, and they may never be safe if they have characters like that within them. As to the issue of, what baffles me in Nigeria is that when we make seizures like this, we ask ourselves, you say it has been seized. In fact, do you believe that under 48 hours or 72 hours, it was allocated to the small arms committee, and they displayed it yesterday, all those seizures. But the thing is that, have you investigated those who brought them in Nigeria? Because the thing was worth about 13 billion naira.
And that's along with other things,
along with other drugs and some worth 13 billion. It's not a job for a small man. Not even a small man. It must be somebody who has the political will beside the economic capacity to purchase those things. Something is wrong. And because we lack surface scratching in Nigeria, when you arrest a criminal now, or you arrest somebody who fraud now, you just jail him and sentence him. Let us go back to the person that sponsored him. He cannot act alone. Somebody who brought that thing in, that man cannot be acting alone. He may be doing work for some other people. But it is unfortunate that the community entrusted him with their life. And you can imagine that he will have escaped with many such things until the 11th hour. You know, you can run for a very long time. One day something will catch up. So I think what all Nigerians have to do is to search our mind and begin to look at ourselves, because our value system have gone to the dogs. Our value system, people don't value anything again. Right from the family, when your child brings in a barrel that you not give him to school and he brings him home, you ask him where he gets it. Because our value system have collapsed at the family level. People can do it at the extended family. You can do it at the community. You can imagine the community. Community, maybe it has about 5 CDA, and they are the one paying it. And they entrusted everything in him. Which means, as he was doing that thing, he has been using some of the men under him to commit the same crime. But this time around, he has to do it himself. So they should not just try him alone. Let us investigate deeper. And so the same thing should go around. Because the security of a nation should not be entrusted to the so-called state alone. But the people too have to secure themselves. So characters like this, I believe they are present in all the 774 local governments in Nigeria. They are present everywhere. So the CDA that is closer to the people, they should scrutinize themselves very well and know that the people that have entrusted leadership too. Because naturally, except for those people who just maybe took a second look, nobody will have asked him questions.
Yes, because
nobody will have asked him questions.
Because
an authority on his own. He's a commander of that. So maybe this is not the first time.
The police even said he attacked their operations.
You can
yeah.
So he will have been doing it for a long time.
Get away
Getting it. So I think we should just do more. All Nigerians in any community you find yourself, regard yourself as a part of the security vigilante for that particular community. Don't entrust it to anybody.
Whether or not you are identified as a vigilante or
not, you have to. We have to.
I guess that is even why this person was caught, because from the reports, there have been previous reports of the outfits terrorizing the people. The police said that much, so which means that people themselves have been complaining about their activities, their excesses, and that is probably what even made the police to beam the searchlights on their activities before the guy was caught.
All right. Yeah. And our final topic for discussion